We're not saying we agree with these evildoers, but we can kind of see where they're coming from. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Marvel villains who had justifiable motives.
It's all I ever wanted. To be the protector, to guard the path.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the villains from Marvel TV shows and films who had good reasons for doing what they did, even if what they did was not at all good or right. Some spoilers ahead, naturally. Number 10, Ivan Vanko / Whiplash, Iron Man 2.
My father is the reason you're alive.
While he may come across as little more than an admittedly brilliant thug, Ivan Vanko, also known as Whiplash, is more than that. Vanko's father, Anton, helped Tony Stark's father build the revolutionary arc reactor, but was ultimately disgraced and died penniless while the Stark family went on to make billions.
And now, like all guilty men, you try to rewrite your own history. And you forget all the lives the Stark family has destroyed.
Vanko has every right to be upset and to seek recompense from Tony. However, creating an arc-powered suit with energy whips and attempting to kill Iron Man was clearly the wrong way to go about it.
You lose.
Number 9, Ava Starr / Ghost, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
But others at S.H.I.E.L.D. saw an opportunity in my affliction.
Ava Starr, better known by her codename Ghost, is a former S.H.I.E.L.D. operative with the power to phase through objects. Her attempts to steal quantum energy bring her into conflict with Ant-Man, the Wasp, and their team, who seek to rescue Janet Van Dyne from the quantum realm, where she has been trapped for decades.
It always hurts.
The thing is, Ava isn't motivated by greed or lust for power. A lack of quantum energy is literally killing her, and she believes that her only hope is to siphon energy from the quantum realm through Janet, risking the latter's life. When it comes to relatable motivations, survival is pretty universal.
Call off the ants, Scott.
Oh boy.
Number 8, Wilson Fisk / Kingpin, Daredevil.
I would do anything to make it a better place.
Despite being a notorious and secretive criminal kingpin, Wilson Fisk is surprisingly sympathetic. His tragic and traumatic childhood gave him conflicting worldviews and a deep appreciation for his home borough of Hell's Kitchen, New York. Fisk wants to improve the place he grew up in, and he's willing to go to extremes to make this vision a reality, including destroying Hell's Kitchen to rebuild it as he sees fit.
It needs to die before it can be reborn.
While his goals are admirable, his methods are both illegal and violent, and his almost childish temper makes him hardly worthy of admiration. Yikes, time to learn to process your emotions like a grown-up, Fisk.
You embarrassed me. Embarrassed me in front of her.
Number 7, Loki, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Because no matter how much you claim to love me, you can never have a frost giant sitting on the throne of Asgard.
The god of mischief and Thor's adopted brother, Loki may be a mass murderer and a scoundrel, but his core motivations are understandable. After finding out his true parentage, Loki sets about trying to supplant his brother in their father's eyes, having always struggled with feelings of being inferior to Thor. Loki's desire for recognition and acceptance extends even to his more grandiose schemes, which include conquering Earth and replacing his father as king of Asgard. He may be a treacherous bastard, but we can all relate to the desire to have our efforts be recognized, if not respected.
No. Thank you.
Number 6, Harry Osborn / New Goblin / Green Goblin, Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Both versions of Harry Osborn that have appeared on screen, thus far anyway, have had understandable reasons for turning to villainy. In the Raimi trilogy, Harry blames Spider-Man for the death of his father, Norman Osborn, the original Green Goblin, leading him to take up the mantle after discovering that his best friend Peter Parker is the web-slinger.
Harry. You knew this was coming, Pete.
The Harry seen in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, meanwhile, learns from his father that he's inherited a genetic disease and that Spider-Man's blood may hold a cure. Granted, given that Norman lived with it for years, we're not sure his haste and conflict with Spider-Man were necessary. But hey, young adults are impulsive.
Our disease, the Osborn curse.
Number 5, Flint Marko / Sandman, Spider-Man 3.
But I had no choice.
Given that he's the man who killed Peter Parker's Uncle Ben, the man responsible for the traumatic act that helped the young Spider-Man become a hero, it's amazing that Flint Marko, later known as Sandman, can still inspire a sense of sympathy. Yes, Marko is a thief and a criminal, but he's driven to steal in order to pay for treatment for his sick daughter.
Promise. I'll make you healthy again.
Although his actions are against the law, the fact that he's willing to do anything for his ailing child is a relatable feeling for many viewers, particularly parents.
The only thing left to me now is my daughter.
Number 4, Helmut Zemo, Captain America: Civil War.
I lost everyone. And so will you.
A cunning, meticulous villain with no superpowers, Helmut Zemo enacts an elaborate scheme to turn the Avengers against each other by framing the Winter Soldier, Captain America's old friend Bucky Barnes. Zemo's reasons for doing so are compelling, since he lost his entire family after Ultron. The AI, created by Tony Stark, turned his homeland of Sokovia into a battleground/crater. Zemo was right to hold the Avengers accountable for the collateral damage they do, just as the governments of the world try to in the same film.
And the Avengers? They went home.
Unfortunately, Zemo doesn't just want justice, he wants revenge. His actions result in the deaths of innocent people, making him a hypocrite.
Who are you? What do you want?
To see an empire fall.
Number 3, Thanos, Avengers: Infinity War.
No resurrections this time.
A titanic purple alien conqueror and one of the central antagonists of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Thanos may be one of the worst people on our list, but his intentions are surprisingly altruistic. After watching his own world exhaust its resources leading to extinction, Thanos resolves to prevent this on a universal scale by using the Infinity Stones. Unfortunately, his chosen method is to commit one of the biggest instances of genocide in fictional history, by killing half the universe. Thanos' method may be evil and possibly ineffective, but there's no denying that he was doing wrong for what he thought were the right reasons.
But now is no time to mourn.
Number 2, Enjodaka / Eric Killmonger Stevens, Black Panther.
The world's gonna start over, and this time we're on top.
Enjodaka, aka Eric Stevens, aka Killmonger, is a radical villain and estranged member of the Wakandan royal family. Having grown up outside of the country and having lost his dad to T'Challa's father, T'Chaka, Killmonger is understandably resentful of his homeland. However, his attempt to seize power is not motivated entirely by revenge, but rather the desire to use Wakanda's advanced technology to improve the lives of oppressed African descendants around the world.
I lived my entire life waiting for this moment.
Granted, he wants to do so through violence, but his goals aren't flawed or evil, just his methods, as evidenced by T'Challa opening the country to the world at the end of the film.
This is it for you, cousin.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I'll kill you dead. That's what I'll do to protect my family, Pete.
Do you know how degrading it is to be kept in a closet?
What is it you really want?
Mariah's soul for me mothers.
Number 1, Eric Lensher / Magneto, X-Men franchise.
Why do none of you understand what I'm trying to do?
As a survivor of the Holocaust and a lifelong victim of hate, Eric Lensher, aka Magneto, understands oppression. After discovering his ability to control magnetic fields and learning about other mutants, he and Charles Xavier become leaders seeking to protect mutant kind from those who would enslave or mistreat them. However, Magneto's approach to mutant rights is far more radical, seeing mutants as inherently superior.
Tomorrow, mankind will know that mutants exist.
Repeatedly disappointed by humanity, he believes that the only way to keep mutants safe is to dominate humankind. His approach is extreme and fundamentally wrong, but you can certainly understand how he came to it.
I'll show you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.